I'm joined here today by Cynthia Calvillo, who set to fight Poliana Botelho at UFC Buenos Aires in Argentina. Cynthia, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to get back just a few weeks away from battle.
Of course, and speaking of those few weeks, how have these last few months been for you? I mean, a lot of stuff going on.
Um, it's been a little, it's kind of sucked a little bit just not being able to compete this long. But I've been very focused in training, so I'm very eager to get back in there and doing what I love doing, which is, fighting in the cage.
Of course, and so what exactly happened with your suspension? I mean, it seemed like USADA was involved, and then the State Athletic Commission got involved. What exactly happened in this situation?
Yeah, so I tested positive for marijuana for cannabinoid metabolites. So out of competition, there's not prohibited. In competition, it's prohibited, meaning that you're not allowed to use marijuana the day of, 8 hours prior, or 8 hours after your bout, which is not what I did. I did not use cannabis in that time, but the way that they test for it is not very accurate. It doesn't, urine analysis doesn't show whether you're actively high, it just shows how much you used, so it's very unfortunate because it was very surprising for me. And then moving forward, USADA had originally told me that, they were going to give me 6 months with the eligibility of reducing that time to 3 months. So that way I wasn't going to be out for too long. And, also that they were working on, getting that substance removed and, really trying to work with me. And then the Nevada State Commission came around and they decided that they wanted to make an example out of me and gave me 9 months. So that put me on and didn't allow me to compete anywhere else in the world. SADA has been all right working with me. They did say that they're working on getting it removed, but Nevada State is still holding on to it a little bit. So hopefully that changes soon.
Of course. And so what was your reaction to it all? I mean, you've got so much going on, and then all of a sudden they come to you with this. What was sort of your reaction?
Honestly, I was surprised. For me, I just felt really bad because it's for my parents and my family, and for a lot of my fans. I didn't want that to tarnish, my reputation and image and what they thought of me as a fighter. And I didn't want that to define me and for them to look at me like, oh, I'm the pothead girl,
Yes.
And see, I want to be recognized for being one of the best fighters in the world. So that really sucked on that part. I really did get surprised just because I've always worked with the UFC and Jeff Novinsky and USADA, and I would always just open about my usage of cannabis and using it for inflammation, for sleep, and because they do actually tell fighters to use it. A lot of sponsors actually a lot of fighters are sponsored by CBD companies or cannabis companies. So it's unfortunate because it should be more of a health benefit thing where it should help athletes, not looked at as a bad thing. So it sucked being on the other side of it because I was like, it felt really unfair for me to be reprimanded for something like this when other people use performance enhancement drugs. They're given lesser time. So that's really, hey, come here, buddy. They're my puppy.
Of course, we got the special guest. So obviously you did have a little bit of time off. Did you feel like that was more beneficial or hurtful for you?
I think taking time off to a certain extent is always good. It's just depending on what you do. I mean, I definitely allowed my body to heal up a little bit better. Being to have all this time off. But I've stayed trained. It's a lifestyle for me, so I train all year round. Just not having a fight, but it's a lifestyle for me. I train 24/7. I moved my life to Sacramento, to another city, just for fighting. And everybody around me who I do know in the city, I know just because of fighting. So, I sleep through that. It's first thing, I wake up, it's time to get ready and go to practice. Same thing, just work. I just have just been on suspension. So, it's a good thing. I mean, for some people, it could be a different thing where they take off time of training to go do their stuff in life or, but I haven't taken any time off. I feel like it's actually kind of helped me out a little bit. I feel like I'm going to go in there a lot more mentally and physically stronger.
And so now on a more positive note, you are set to fight soon, and you're going to be going to the first card in Argentina. I mean, have you ever been to Argentina?
I've never been to Argentina, but I'm super excited. I hear it's very beautiful. I heard that it's like the Paris of South America. So I'm excited to be there, and I'm going to be able to get away a little bit from the cold weather. I mean, California weather, it's still pretty nice, but we are headed into the winter. It's also a little bit cold, the weather. And so I'll be able to escape for a little bit because I think they have like spring, warm. I heard it's going to be really cool.
And so what was your reaction when they came to you and they said, you'd be fighting in Argentina?
I just wanted a fight. Like, honestly, the fact that, like, I think my suspension was up like October 1st, and I was like, put me on October 6th. I just wanted to be a big waiting to November 17th. I didn't care where it was. But even better for it to be in Argentina. It's a beautiful country. They speak Spanish, so it's beautiful. I love that. I've always wanted to go, so I'm really excited.
And so you are fighting a tough opponent, of course. What are your thoughts on her as you head into this fight?
She is super tough. I mean, she's an ex-SC, I believe, an ex-flyweight champ. She's big, she's strong. She's definitely one of the up-and-comers. Has one of the fastest finishes in the strawweight division. So she's got a lot of fire behind her, and I think she's definitely one of the new prospects that are coming up. I don't take any easy fights. I love fighting, the toughest out there, and she's definitely one of the toughest women in the strawweight UFC division for sure. So I'm looking for a hard matchup for sure. I'm excited for this one.
And I'm sure you've been watching film, studying this opponent, your coaches as well. How do you think you match up with her?
I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think I feel like I'm a better grappler than her, and my wrestling is going to be better than her. She's really strong. She might have somewhat of a good wrestling defense because of her strength and her size. She's got heavy hands, so she's tough. She likes moving forward, not so much going backwards. So I just need to capitalize on that and just use a lot of my footwork and, not get caught by anything. And I feel like it'd be a good fight for me. As long as I'm smart with this fight and I have my defense on point, then it should be a good night for me.
And so, unfortunately, in your last fight, things didn't quite go your way. What do you think went wrong for you in that fight?
I think for me, making the adjustments, I was winning the first round, like by a lot. And, I had a certain plan, and that's where it messed me up. You get a certain idea in your head, and you think that's going to go that way. And, before you know it, you run out of time, and it didn't happen. So basically, that's what it was. I didn't make the adjustments. I should have continued taking her down and capitalizing on what I was better at. There was no question there that it wasn't a close match when it came down to the ground, versus on the stand-up, it was just I made it a lot closer than it needed to be. In that camp, I had felt really good in my stand-up, so I really wanted to showcase that and show that I had power in my hands and I could put people away with my hands. But I went into that idea too much, and I didn't make the adjustments, and before I knew it, I didn't do anything standing, and the time ran out and I lost the fight. So next time around, there's no plan. The only plan is to win and to get that finish. Whatever she gives me, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to make the adjustments.
Of course. And, was it tough for you not to be able to, go back out there right away, put that loss behind you? Was that tough?
100%, especially with the suspension, It just kind of, leaves you that taste. Everybody remembers you from your last fight. And as far as everybody knows, for a whole year, I'm coming off of a loss, so I'm on the losing side right now. So that's been very tough, not being able to get that back. Before I got suspended the very same day, I already had my contract for my next fight. So that really sucked that I, couldn't even compete. That got taken away from me. And, yeah.
Of course. And so how's your camp looking for this fight? Obviously, you're at Team Alpha Male. There's some things going on with Justin Buchholz and everything. Overall, how's your camp looking?
My camp's going great. It's very unfortunate that I don't have Justin there at part of Team Alpha Male, but I'm still working with him. He's still my main coach. We get in as much work as we possibly can. We set out to do this goal and, to become a world champion. So we're going to do whatever we need to do to move forward with that plan in whatever way we got to do it. And, a lot of the fighters, and then MMA gyms, they work with different coaches outside of, their fight camps. So it's not a very uncommon thing to do that because there's not that many gyms that actually have everything you need all in one. So a lot of fighters venture off. So, it's just a few adjustments that we got to make, but just like a fight or any situation, any problems comes, you make the adjustments, you make it work, and you move forward. So that's basically what's been going on. I still have my same corners. I'm going to have Fabio Prado. My jiu-jitsu coach has been there since day one, and Justin. So it's been going great. I mean, I feel like even this time off, as much as I didn't want it gave me a lot of good because I feel like I've just matured a lot as a fighter, with training.
So I just have one more for you. I'm sure you've thought about the outcome a million times, of course, but how do you see this fight playing out?
I feel like, honestly, I feel like I'm just going to surprise everybody. It's going to come pretty fast. I feel like whatever she gives me, I'm going to capitalize on it. I feel like I'm going to get the submission or ground and pound for this fight. But whatever she gives me, you never know. Whatever's open is there. But I feel like as far as the way that we match up stylistically, I feel like I'm going to have the bigger advantage with my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu.